So I'm gonna share with you guys how to make this quick battery dispenser. It's a lot of fun, by the way. The angle that I gave it and the stop. Oh man, the thump is so nice. It's like a you can't just do just one. It makes you want to keep doing it. But anyways, first thing you want to do is measure it. There are schematics of battery measurements, but it's better you measure your own. The reason why is because your filament. Oh, there's a bunch of factors that could vary. So on this one, my first test is perfect, fat wise, but not long wise. So then I compensated for that, and my second little test print was right, and it moves around just as freely as I want it. Um, oh, and like I said, this is just I made it on 0.2 and 160 speeds, or real fast. This is something that you don't want. You don't care about being pretty or not, just functional. Let me go to the next step. So this is the model here, but let me show you how I got to the model first. So here is the first sketch that you're gonna do, and it's gonna be a sideways sketch, right, this way. And let me show you step by step how you're gonna make this. So the first thing you want to decide is how high you want to make it. So I wanted to make my 140, and to the side I wanted to make it 53. So you use those measurements, and you start with a simple line, right? It's simple line. You get at the base, right? Ignore that it's not here now. I'm explaining how I made it. You start a line at the base, and you go upwards 140, and then you grab another again, and you go 53 sideways, right? Now, once that line is made 140 by 53, give it the curve, right? So then I wanted the radius to be 30. So you touch the corner of that line, and you just make a fillet or a curve, right, of 30 degrees, and it makes the line like this. Remember, right now there's one line and all the other lines. And then, so this is what we're making the inside first, okay? So we're making the actual hollow part first. The hollow part, not the body yet, but the inside where the battery fits. And after your first line, you are going to offset, make the second line from the offset of the first line, and you're gonna bring it out 140. And that makes us the inside that you see here. See this offset here? This, now you'll have this line, two curved lines, right? One, and then that makes the whole inside. And then what you do is just simply connect your lines there, so there by another line to gap the top and the bottom. And once that is done, you fillet again. No, I'm sorry. You offset again. You offset the inside perimeters outwards 160. I mean 1.6. I'm sorry. You make a 1.6 offset, and then that brings your outside shape, your inside shape, the hollow part outside, to make the walls. All right. So the first thing you did was make the hollow part, and then your second offset of the both of these lines, you make them 1.6, and that makes the outer wall, the outer two walls, right? You click on both individually, and then you put the offset, and then it gives you an offset out there. So then you're left with this body already, but it won't have this corner here, because if you remember, we filleted it. We made it, give it a radius, so this one exists here. But the problem with that is, obviously, this would then just tilt down and fall. So then after that, you do make another line that touches where it stops curving here to the bottom, and continue it here, and then that gives you that square piece at the end. So that's your measurements. Hopefully that wasn't too tricky to understand. So let me go to the next step. If it is, I think if you just play it back, you will be able to understand it. So to explain the next step, right, here is the original sketch right here. These are extras. These are but ignore that right now. But here is the original sketch now. And so what you want to do is, first you want to make this wall on that side, this wall first, this actual physical wall, right? Because the sketch, the way I did it, is the inside wall, right? So to get it this outside wall, because we're going to go 1.6 everything, right? You're going to touch everything on this sketch wall, and you're going to bring it out that way, 1.6, right? So you touch the whole sketch, and you extrude it that way, but not that far, just 1.6, right? And then that gives you the first side wall. And then that gives you, from this sketch here, to here, the first wall, right? And then you have the first wall because you extruded it. Then you touch the inside sketch again, which is only inside. And what you do after that is you get the sketch and you extrude it to this side, right? The inside wall is, which is the inside is what we're making. Let me show you the dimensions of it. So where are the dimensions? I thought I had it. So for my battery, for my dimensions. Oh yeah, 51.8. That's the. Remember, we already had the dimensions going for the inside this way, but not long ways, right? And my dimension that it fits great is 51.8. So that's the hole that you want to make the inside, okay? So once you have that and you made the side wall over here, you bring out the sketch over here to 51.8, but as a hollow. You bring it out as a hollow, not as an object, because you want to keep this hollow. And once it's here, you extrude it 1.6 to this side this time, not to that side. You already have that wall on that side. And so once you do that, you extrude it 1.6 here. Then the whole sketch, you should have this because the inside is hollow, right? Your inside's already hollow. And then that actually gives you the whole shape already. Minus the cutoff I did here after, and minus the cutouts I did here, so you can see how many batteries you have. So I'll explain that next. But that already should give you the whole body as is. So let me go to the next step. Okay, once you have that, what you see differently here is that I had this top wall right here, which came up to here. I extruded it down. I just touched it and then extruded it down a little bit, just what I thought would be nice and would give me a little bit of a gap there so that I could also help grab them easy, right? Not only that, I also made this circular cutout here, and I made that with a sketch line here, but this is just a sketch line, a real line. That's just where I figured I could make the low amount over here. And I wanted it to be like 60%. No, I think it was 40% only of the bottom of the whole things. I'm not explain that. 40% of the battery down here. And then, so that would leave me more than the middle to grab it. You know what I mean? So that's where I placed it. And then just made an arc and extruded it all the way out. And I made the whole cutout for both sides. So then you have that. And then obviously for this, the letters, after that, I just touched this face, started another sketch, and sketched the two letters here. Similar enough here to make this hole so you can see the batteries there. I just touched this face, started a sketch on this face, and just started a sketch here, and then just use the pattern to pattern it to both sides, and then pattern it up and down too. You can make any patterns you want. This was a quick one. And that did give me my solid body, right? So once again, this here was higher, and it did not have this hole here to grab it. So I just I guess you can make the hole first, it would be easier. First touch the side, make a little hole that you want so you could grab them through, extrude that all the way out, and that makes the hole there. And then I also touched the top here and extruded it down a little bit, and that's it. It's very simple. Hopefully I didn't get you guys too stuck on anything. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. I'm gonna be making some more 3D prints.